Right now, somewhere in the universe, there are objects so dark, so violent, and so powerful that even light cannot escape them. And if one of them ever came too close to Earth, this would not be a normal disaster, not an earthquake, not a tsunami, not an asteroid, not even a supervolcano. This would be something far worse, because you would not just be watching destruction, you would be watching the rules of your world begin to break. A black hole does not need fire to kill you. It does not need claws, poison, or an explosion. It only needs gravity. Pure, crushing, unstoppable gravity. And if one ever drifted too close to our planet, the terrifying part is this. We might not even understand what is happening until it is already too late. Imagine scientists detecting something strange far beyond the outer planets. At first, it would not look dramatic. No giant glowing monster. No spinning vortex visible in the sky. No Hollywood image of a hole opening in space. That is one of the biggest misconceptions about black holes. They are not giant cosmic vacuum cleaners sucking everything instantly. A black hole only becomes deadly when it gets close enough for its gravity to take control. And if that happened near Earth, the first sign might not be visual at all. It might begin with small orbital anomalies, tiny changes in the paths of distant objects, a strange pull on comets, unusual movements in planets or moons. Instruments would notice something first, then astronomers, then governments, then eventually the public. And once the calculations were confirmed, panic would begin, because the question would no longer be whether something was out there. The question would be, how close is it coming? If the black hole were small enough and far enough away, it might pass through the solar system with limited direct damage. That is the hopeful version. The version people would cling to. The version headlines would desperately try to sell. But if it got too close to Earth, everything changes. The first real danger would not be Earth getting swallowed whole. That idea is dramatic, but too simple. The real danger would be gravitational disruption. Earth depends on balance. Our orbit around the Sun is a balance. The Moon's orbit around Earth is a balance. The tides, seasons, climate, even the stability of the planet's movement through space all depend on precise gravitational relationships. A black hole moving too close would begin tearing at those relationships. Maybe Earth's orbit shifts, maybe only slightly at first, but in space, slightly is enough. A small change in orbit could mean a hotter Earth, or a colder one, a world moving closer to the Sun or farther from it, longer seasons, shorter seasons, agricultural collapse, weather chaos, mass migration, food systems breaking down. And that is just from orbital instability. Now imagine what happens if the Moon is affected too. The Moon controls our tides. It helps stabilize Earth's axial tilt. Without that stability, our climate could become wildly unpredictable over time. If a black hole's gravity tugged hard enough on the Moon, the results could be catastrophic. Tidal forces across Earth could intensify. Coastal regions could face devastating flooding. Ocean patterns could shift. Marine ecosystems could collapse. Entire cities near the sea could become death zones. And still, the black hole may not even be visible to most people. That is what makes this so terrifying. Human beings are used to danger we can see. Flames, storms, smoke, impact, movement. But this would be an invisible predator, a cosmic force that announces itself through consequences. Your sky may look almost normal, and yet the planet beneath your feet is already changing. If the black hole came even closer, things get worse fast. The gravitational difference between one side of Earth and the other would grow stronger. That is where tidal forces become truly horrifying. A black hole does not just pull, it stretches. This effect is called spaghettification. And yes, that is a real term. It means gravity becomes so uneven that objects are stretched apart, piece by piece, because one side is pulled harder than the other. Now, to be clear, Earth would not instantly turn into spaghetti the moment a black hole gets near. Distance matters. Mass matters. The type of black hole matters. But if one crossed the wrong threshold, Earth would not survive in any recognizable form. The crust could fracture. The mantle could destabilize. Tectonic systems could erupt into chaos. Earthquakes would become global. Volcanic activity could intensify. The atmosphere itself could begin to behave unpredictably under extreme gravitational stress. And if the black hole came close enough to directly overpower Earth's orbit entirely, the planet could be dragged out of its path around the Sun. Think about what that means. No stable year, no stable climate, no reliable sunlight pattern, no agriculture, no functioning global economy, no political system with the power to manage what comes next. Civilization would not die all at once. It would unravel. First, disbelief, then emergency broadcasts, then markets collapse, then mass fear, then shortages, then conflict. People always imagine humanity responding rationally to existential threats, but history says otherwise. When systems break, panic spreads faster than truth. And in this scenario, truth itself would be terrifying, because there is almost nothing we could do. That is the part most people do not want to hear. A black hole is not a missile. It is not a storm we can outrun. It is not an invasion we can fight. It is gravity on a scale so extreme that our technology becomes embarrassingly small. Could we destroy it? No. Could we stop it? No. Could we move Earth? Not even close. Our best chance would be detection, calculation, and preparation. But preparation for what? Underground shelters would not solve a planetary orbital crisis. Stockpiling food would not save a world thrown out of balance. Rockets would not evacuate billions of people. And even if some humans escaped into space, escaped to where? Away from Earth does not mean away from the black hole. That is why this scenario hits so hard. It is not just about destruction. It is about helplessness. A black hole near Earth would force humanity to face a truth we hate. There are still powers in this universe so much larger than us that our pride, our politics, our money, and our technology become almost meaningless. And yet, strangely, that is also what makes this idea unforgettable. Because black holes are not just dangerous. They are a reminder. A reminder that the universe is not built for our comfort. A reminder that survival on Earth depends on invisible balances we barely think about. A reminder that one object drifting silently through space could turn our entire world into a fragile accident. So what would happen if a black hole got too close to Earth? At best, it would disrupt the solar system and trigger planetary instability on a scale humanity has never seen. At worst, it would destroy the gravitational balance that keeps Earth alive and turn our world into a dead, broken planet. And the most terrifying part of all? It might happen with no dramatic warning in the sky. No giant shadow, no flaming wave, no final cinematic moment. Just numbers. Then fear. Then the slow realization that something invisible is changing everything. If you want more stories like this, where science stops feeling like a lesson and starts feeling terrifyingly real, subscribe now because this is only the beginning. And tell me in the comments, what space disaster should we cover next? Because in the next episode, we may go even bigger. What happens if the sun suddenly disappears? And if you think a black hole near Earth is terrifying, wait until you see what happens when the one thing keeping our entire world alive is suddenly gone.